So we have some breaking news for you. Just 2 minutes ago, Donald Trump took to Twitter and confirmed what he had not confirmed himself so far, and that is, he says this: I am pleased to announce that I have chosen Governor Mike Pence as my vice presidential running mate. News conference tomorrow at 11 a.m. So despite the fact that they decided to put off the big moment that was expected to happen this morning at 11 o'clock in New York City, there's the pictures that we had last night of Mike Pence getting off of the plane at Teterboro. Everybody was furiously trying to track the plane from Indiana coming into Teterboro, which of course placed him in the New York area, which put him in the right spot to do that announcement this morning at 11 o'clock. There has been a little discussion this morning about whether or not Donald Trump might take this opportunity to change his mind, but he has made very clear, and perhaps that's why he sent this out, that he will not change his mind, that Mike Pence will indeed be his running mate. Some may criticize him for speaking out and making this announcement this morning because he said he was going to not talk today because they didn't want to do the big rollout. But it appears that what he's trying to do is to put to rest more speculation, to confirm that indeed this is his pick, which everybody believed it was, and then to postpone the actual announcement because it's not proper to do that today, to make that tomorrow, Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Some thought that he might keep this going until Monday night, try to have a big moment the first night of the convention, bring out the governor of Indiana then, but it kind of feels like this is just sort of leaked out to the extent that he just wants to get it confirmed. John Roberts is with us now as well on this, John, so this appears to be a done deal.
Hey, Martha, good morning to you. Yeah, you know, we heard just in the last few minutes that Donald Trump was probably going to go ahead and stick with the 11 o'clock time schedule for announcing his pick for vice president, though, out of respect for the victims of the terror attack in Nice and the people who are still clinging to their lives there in France. He didn't want to do a big rollout event because that tends to be a big celebratory political event, but he did want to get the word out there. So he announced just a couple of minutes ago on Twitter, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there in the Twitterverse, but I believe this is the first time that a vice presidential running mate has ever been announced on Twitter. Now, one of the reasons why Donald Trump felt it necessary to do this is because Mike Pence faced a noon deadline in Indiana to file for his withdrawal from the gubernatorial race, or his name would appear on the ballot there in Indiana. And you can bet that we and every other news organization in the country has been doggedly following this at the Secretary of State's office and the election division in Indiana, waiting for the second that that shoe is going to drop. And in fact, conversation I had with folks at the Secretary of State's office just a few minutes ago, while Pence had not filed papers, there was a woman sitting in the lobby of the Secretary of State's office waiting to file papers the moment that Pence's papers were filed. You can assume that perhaps that was for his replacement candidate. No, the Republican Party in Indiana does have 30 days in which to name a replacement. So, Martha, it looks like we're going to have an event, and maybe in Manhattan tomorrow. There's also talk of New Jersey to roll out the Pence announcement, but Donald Trump making it official. And it was really kind of the worst-kept secret in the world in the last 24 hours that Indiana Governor Mike Pence, a staunch conservative, a single-term governor in Indiana, 12 years in Congress, with a lot of prominent positions among the conservative wing of the party, will be his running mate. So we'll see where this goes from here. Martha?
Yeah, it's a great point. So much of the timing in this had to do with the fact that he had to file to run for governor again in Indiana. So in many ways, Donald Trump making this announcement sort of allowed Mike Pence to go ahead and not file those papers without it becoming a story in and of itself. So it's a done deal. Donald Trump, as you point out, John, has sort of had so many twists and turns via Twitter through the course of this campaign, and that in and of itself is completely new for a presidential race. So now we have the first Twitter-announced vice presidential candidate, and it's the governor of Indiana, Mike Pence. There was also, just sort of a lot of buzz this morning. Oh, well, will he take this opportunity to kind of change his mind? Could it be Newt Gingrich? Could it be Governor Chris Christie of New Jersey? And he may have also wanted to sort of put a bow on it and put all that to rest. We may see those people kind of come up in other potential administrative positions, and they're going to have their moments in the spotlight over the course of this week, John.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, and you look at somebody like Chris Christie, is he better suited to be a vice presidential candidate, or is he better suited to be attorney general? Newt Gingrich, is he better suited to be a vice presidential running mate, or is he better suited to be White House chief of staff, or senior political advisor, or maybe even secretary of state? I think that Donald Trump has been looking at all of these people that he has been talking with, including maybe Joni Ernst for Veterans Affairs, perhaps, and looking at who will I use of those people to fill out my cabinet and my White House staff, should he be elected president. Martha?
Yeah. He obviously has a lot of support from those individuals, and they all have their own enthusiasm base. Mike Pence, though, is the man who will be at his side throughout the rest of this campaign as his vice presidential running mate. John Roberts, thank you very much.